Hello guys, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching part 4 of an ongoing video involving Karthus for League of Legends. At the end of the last part, we had just won a team fight and killed 4 members of our team. So the correct response to do that when you have won a team fight like that is go to Baron and do the Baron. So we're going to go for Baron. The only member of their team who's up is Heimer, and I'm pretty confident that we can kill Heimer with the 4 of us if he would try to challenge us. So we're going to get this Baron, and it's going to actually be an uncontested Baron. And then we're going to go back to the base to heal up. Or no, actually, we're not going to go back to the base to heal up because here they come. Blitzcrank is evidently revived. So we're going to go after these guys. I'm awful low, so I have to be careful about how I engage. But if other people engage first, I can definitely fight. Like right here, I'm in the brush, so Blitzcrank doesn't even see me. So we're going to kill him. Now, unfortunately, together Heimer and Twisted Fate are going to kill Bristol's. But here we get a great Ash Arrow, so well done, Kyan. Are going to stun Twisted Fate. That's going to allow me to kill him, and then Heimer's up here are going to kill him too. So Twisted Fate used his ultimate to get into that fight. And then we were able to kill him as well. Score 3 more kills at the cost of 1 of ours. Unfortunately, it cleared Baron buff off of Bristol's, but it was a big victory for us nonetheless. All right, now I'm going to purchase Rylai's. I had looked at the enemy team, and they didn't have too much magic resist, so I felt confident on holding off on Void Staff. And then I'm going to buy Void Staff as my last item just to get the extra magic penetration. Now, another option is that I could have bought... Oh, over here, Saroon gets picked off by their Ashe, and that's a really poor play. I mean, there's no excuse for that. I don't know how that happened, but Saroon loses Baron buff. That's just stupid. Anyway, in terms of itemizing on Karthus, I could have gone for another Archangel staff on Karthus. I've often seen people try to stack Archangel staffs, but I didn't like that play. I'm not a huge fan of that. For one thing, I mean, it would give me slightly more ability power, but at this point, the magic penetration is more useful than slightly more ability power. Now, anyway, Tryndamere is going to come in here on me, but I'm going to use Zanya's, and that's going to keep me alive for an extra 2 seconds, allow my Defile to do more damage. So we're going to kill Tryndamere, and then I'm going to kill Ashe. And then Bristol's is going to be able to pick off their last player, Twisted Fate, as well. The sheer number of kills that has taken place in this game is just ridiculous. We're already up to 90 total kills in this game between the two teams. They've outkilled us 47 to 43. So many bodies have been hitting the ground in this game. It's just been hard to fathom. I mean, this game has been a total bloodbath going back and forth. There you can see the enemy team's stats. You can see I've been really killing everybody in farm for this game, which is good. Tryndamere, who was completely useless in the early game, has now turned into the strongest member of their team. He is the one we're having to take account of in every fight. Now Saroon gets in a nice rocket jump here, and then actually finishes off Heimer with Buster Shot. So Saroon, as bad as some of the plays were in this game with Tristana, that was a very nice play. So well executed there. Heimer, not sure what he was doing away from the enemy team, but we were able to pick him off and score another kill, and that'll be useful for the extra money. You can see Uberfish says largest number of assists I've had in the game, and yeah, the body count was really piling up, so that meant a lot of gold, a lot of kills, a lot of assists for everybody in this game. All right, anyway, one thing that's good is that we finally have everyone up to level 18. We had been under-leveled a little bit because the other enemy team had been killing us so heavily in those fights. They've really been able to control most of the jungle thus far, but fortunately, we've been able to control Baron thus far. You can see we've only been able to score 1 dragon the entire game. I mean, fortunately, the dragon only gives gold now instead of gold and experience, but they really have controlled the jungle buffs for the most part. We were doing a good job early game, but then they pushed us back into our base, and that really hurt us. At this point, we don't know where the enemy team is, which would be really bad if Baron was up, but fortunately Baron's not up. We did score that last Baron, as you saw, but we didn't keep the benefits for too long. Now, in comes their team out of here. Tryndamere's focusing me, which is what he should do, but I'm going to Zanya's to protect against that. And now he's going to be focusing Uberfish, which is stupid because Uberfish is our tank. So let's see. He manages to kill Saroon, but I'm pretty sure we've already killed him. With Tryndamere gone, the biggest danger is out of the fight. We exhaust Twisted Fate to stop him. I'm going to pop Requiem here, do a little bit more damage, and I don't think I kill anyone. Oh, I don't get a kill, but I help take Ashe low, and that's going to allow Bristol's to pick him off and finish it. Their Kyan's going to pick off Heimer. Unfortunately, Blitzcrank is going to kill Bristol's, and now Kyan is going back and forth with their Blitzcrank, and Ashe should win that matchup, But as you see, Kyan loses. So again, not sure what happened there, but Ash should win a one-on-one fight with Blitzcrank. That Blitzcrank is not so farmed up that he should be winning that fight. So anyway, while this was going on, all this fighting in mid, minions have started to push into the base. So Uberfish and I are going to go and clear these creep waves. We actually have a one-person advantage. There are 2 of us alive and only 1 of them alive, but we can't push. We have to clear these lanes first. So we're going to do this together. Myself getting most of the gold. And now Uberfish here actually has a request to let him get some of this gold. As he says, he's going to say, I'm already all completely farmed up. Yeah, give me some creeps, please. And he's right, really. It's more useful for Rammus to get a little bit more extra farm. You can see I'm already completely itemized. I've maxed out my item set. There's no need for me to get more. Yeah, so you can see there. The only thing for me to buy now is pots, so I'm just going to make sure that I have an Elixir of Brilliance at all points in time. I'll also grab an Oracle just to clear any wards. I haven't seen hardly any wards. I don't think I've seen any wards of theirs the entire game, but just in case they would buy them, I'm going to pick up an Oracle so we can clear the... Anyway, I'm now up to almost 700 ability power, and again, at this point in time, I would have a little bit more ability power if I had tried to stack an Archangel Staff, but I'd only maybe have like 30 more ability power, and let's be honest, I think Spell Penetration is more useful than having that tiny edge in ability power. Anyway, they're down on the Frozen River. Since this is the Winter Tile set, it looks like they grabbed another dragon there, and they've been really good about doing that in this game, to their credit. One of them throws down a ward, which should have been able to kill. Maybe I should have walked over with my Oracle to get that. Anyway, they're going to engage us in the jungle here. My wall placement's a little bit off. It's not the greatest, so I'm going to come in here and engage. I used my Zanyas at the wrong moment. I should have waited until after Tryndamere was trying to attack me to get it. Anyway, I'm just trying to focus on the enemy team here, do as much damage to them as possible. Going to take down their Ashe, take down their Twisted Fate. Then I'm going to use Requiem. Their Heimer player and Blitzcrank are still alive. It looks like Blitzcrank was able to stop that with his passive, or shield most of the damage. But we are going to be able to get Blitzcrank. Now, Heimer's the only one still alive, and he's going to rocket Seirun and get that kill. But Uberfish and Kyan are going to be able to finish that off. So we actually score an ace with 2 alive. But we can't do any pushing because their minions are going after our inhibitor. And we have to clear this. Otherwise, we're going to lose that inhibitor. And that takes priority over trying to push the enemy team's lane. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get an edge here. But as you can see, we've been doing better in these team fights. Before, they were just destroying us, and now we've been getting stronger. The other thing is we're going to be up soon, and some members of their team are going to be down a little bit longer. Notice that the Baron has come up. So I was telling our team, I think what we need to do is have all of us run immediately to Baron and go do that. And just as people revive, have them come Baron. So I'm going to triple pot. Did I buy another Oracle? I guess I didn't buy an Oracle here. But you can see we're alive. A bunch of their people are gone. Notice how minions are pushing the top and bottom waves. They're going to have to go deal with those minion waves. So this seems like a pretty good time to try and Baron. Again, it's risky. It is risky for us to go do this. But it's worth the risk, I think. Because if they get Baron, we're really in trouble. Now here, Twisted Fate pops his ultimate. He uses Destiny. But notice where he goes. He goes to the bottom lane. He goes to the bottom lane to push back the minion wave. And so that means he's not going to be able to come here and try to stop our Baron attempt. And that's really key. So that was a big, big mistake by their Twisted Fate player. He did not come up here to contest our Baron. Anyway, we're gonna be able to grab the Baron. Tryndamere comes up here once again, but I'm gonna Zanyas, and then we exhaust him, so that's gonna stop him from doing his damage. Ashe comes up, we're able to kill Ashe, and now as soon as Endless Rage ends, we're gonna kill Tryndamere as well. So this is again, this fight is going really well for us. Twisted Fate gets here, but he's here too late. We're gonna finish him off. I'm staying in the back. I'm gonna channel my ultimate to do the damage. Now that the other team is not thinking about me, I'm gonna re-engage. We're going to take down Heimer, and now we're going to take out Blitzcrank. And we're going to score another ace with 3 of us still alive. So our immediate thought was, we've got 3, we've got minions, we can win the game right here. So let's see if we can do this here. First, we're going to push their turret in the middle lane. We're going to grab this one. Next thing, we need to grab their initial turret here in the center. With 3 of us here, we're going to be able to push this. Now we need to get an inhib. You actually cannot destroy the enemy nexus without taking down an inhibitor. They put that into place to stop crazy backdooring stuff with like Twisted Fate and Pantheon. Now we need to take down the 2 Nexus turrets. We're going to go for the top one first, and you can see here in extreme late game just how fast the towers are falling with 3 of us. Next, we're going to get the bottom tower before it kills our minions. I'm going to run Defile just to kill the enemy minions, and now with 3 of us, we're going to take out the Nexus, and we are going to win the game right here. So that is quite an impressive comeback from where we were earlier. Notice how even though we just had to win 1 fight with 3 of us alive, and then that was going to be enough to push down their towers and win the game. So Baron just gave us that slight edge, and they knew we were Baroning, but they just got there too late. And so I think the really key play was Twisted Fate not using his ultimate to come and stop us do the Baron. Anyway, this is a long game, so I'm going to spend a couple minutes here going over some of the statistics here on the ending screen. You can feel free to stop if you're not interested in hearing that. Good game all around from our team. Some strong performances, some things that weren't always great, but we came together as a team. I was able to rack up a ton of kills, a ton of assists overall. Uberfish did some great tanking. It took him a while to get his item build going, but you could see by the end of the game with Randuin's, Thornmail, Force of Nature, and Sunfire Cape, he was really well protected because the enemy team was almost all physical damage, and he just had an enormous amount of armor, probably 300 to 400 armor by the end of the game. Bristol's did well when the Soul Stealer was charged up, not so well when the Soul Stealer wasn't charged up. Unfortunately got picked by the enemy team a couple of times, but on the whole still did a ton of magic damage. Seirun and Kayan, maybe not quite as strong. Kayan, I know you're lower level, you haven't played nearly as many games. Seirun usually doesn't play attack damage champs, so you guys can work on that, but we still had some great Ash arrows. Seirun, you had the very nice kill on the one Heimer player there, so not all bad, certainly. As far as the enemy team goes, they had some really silly builds on their team. Like if you look at their Blitzcrank, he's built Manamune, he's built Trinity Force. That's justifiable on Blitzcrank, but it's not justifiable when you have no other tank and the whole rest of your team is stacking attack damage. I mean, they didn't need more attack damage on Blitzcrank. They needed more tanking items, so he should have definitely built more tank-oriented. Heimer, I don't like the play to have 2 Archangel staffs. I don't see why you would get a second Archangel staff over just buying Zanya's, which would give you more ability power, so I don't really understand that. And I also don't know why you'd need Boots of Swiftness on Heimer. I mean, why does Heimer need fast movement? He wants either Mercury Treads for the extra magic resist and protection from stuns, or you want Sorcerer's Shoes for Magic Pen, so I just don't understand that build. The Ashe builds, the Tryndamere builds, I think those are strong builds. You could see Ashe and Tryndamere did nearly all of their damage. Twisted Fate, he just has a terrible build here. He's got all itemized attack speed. Gnasher's Tooth gives attack speed. Zeal gives attack speed. Phantom Dancer gives attack speed. But he's not doing any damage. He wasn't doing any damage at all. So this is a very silly build. There's no point in stacking attack damage, attack speed when you're not doing any damage. So that's just silly. And you can see he was completely ineffective in this game. Anyway, I also cut and pasted in the total damage dealt in terms of that's something you can see on the graphs in this game. So I pasted that in. You could see that I was doing most of the damage for our team, and their Tryndamere player was just doing a massive amount of damage by the end of the game. So I put that in there so you could see the comparison. Anyway, interesting game, so much back and forth, so many kills. I thought it would be a fun game to cast, fun game to watch, a lot of action, maybe sloppily played by some point in time, but hopefully a fun game to watch. Their enemy team should have won that game, but they just didn't play smart enough. All they had to do was group up and push middle lane together, and they almost certainly would have beaten us. So it shows a sure truism in this game. Sometimes, even if the enemy team has played better, you can still beat them. You just have to play smarter. Even though they controlled Dragon, we controlled Baron, and that, I think, was the difference in the game. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll try to have more videos up later. Take care, guys.